What's going on, family? Thank you for tuning in. So I thought today we switch it up. We doing a little voiceover, little thingy thing. You feel me? Mic check, mic check. Yeah. So today we're talking about two Zoey 101 stars, Alexi Nikolas and Matthew Underwood, both Nicole and Logan from Zoey 101. And we're gonna be talking about, their experiences with abuse within Hollywood and, predators that they had to deal with. And that's what we're talking about this video, guys. Please make sure you like, subscribe. She's a track. So for y'all that don't know, Dan Schneider is basically the creator and producers of all those famous shows on Nickelodeon, Zoey 101, Victorious, iCarly, Drake and Josh, and basically one of his actresses, Alexa Nikolas, is speaking out against him. She spoke out against him on The Real podcast and the Quiet on Set documentary, and basically she was accusing him of sexual harassment, abuse, and misconduct, mistreatment.
Whenever I had wardrobe fittings, he always had to be in them, and I had to wear very short skirts.
The wardrobe for me was always very different than Jamie's. Mine was always like short skirts.
It's hard to look at our greatest inspirations as the villains of certain victim stories. I call that the R. Kelly effect. You know what I'm saying? Like, Dan Schneider, he's such a figure that has brought us so many memories, cherishable memories in our childhood. But the point is, why aren't you addressing Dan Schneider? Why aren't you addressing Alexi Nicola's story, her what she's saying, accusing you? We're not gonna because I believe her, guys. I don't have evidence. I wasn't there. I was not there, but I believe Alexi Nikolas. I see it. I see truth in the eyes, and I hate that she had to go through what she went through with Dan Schneider. And Dan Schneider basically he gave an apology on his channel, but I wasn't really feeling it. You feel me? So Dan Schneider asking for a preteen 12, 13-year-old Polaroids in bathing suit or in little skirts, sexually revealing outfits. You wrong, man. You fucking wrong, man. Fuck you.
And then he would say, "Can I have the Polaroid?"
Peep the face, y'all. That's how you know the pain
now,
in the
when
face.
I look back at that, that's weird. Why does he want those Polaroids? What does it really mean?
Nah, y'all, that's weird as fuck. So, not too long ago, Matthew Underwood, aka Logan from Zoey 101, spoke out against sexual assault that he went through as a child actor, and it was unrelated to Dan Schneider, but this is what he had to say.
When I was 12 years old, I was groomed and molested. When I was 19, I was sexually harassed and then assaulted by my agent at the time.
You guys, people were literally sending Matthew Underwood death threats because he wouldn't speak out against, the pedophiles and the situation that he had been through. But Pete.
One of the reasons why Matthew said that he spoke out was because people have been sending him death threats for not commenting on Quiet on Set, which was released earlier this month.
So y'all peep, Matthew Underwood stepped away from acting, decided to quit and leave Hollywood when he was sexually assaulted at 19, but he had no ill will towards Dan Schneider. He basically still uplifts Dan Schneider, and he basically said that Dan Schneider did nothing to him, and Alexi Nikolas has a problem, has an issue with that, because there are cast members that Dan Schneider were abusive to, and he just doesn't want him to be negligent of that.
We just have a few statements though about what he said when in regards to Dan Schneider being an asshole. Dan Schneider wasn't just an asshole. That wasn't just what that documentary was about. I'm kind of shocked that it was downplayed that Dan Schneider was just a asshole. He was children on kids' TV shows while he was working at a kids network. This is not him just being an asshole.
Alexi Nikolas makes a great point about not having one foot in the door, one foot out when it comes to being an ally for a community, because, if you disregard other people's traumas, other victims, because of what you haven't been through, that's not fair to those people.
I just think when anyone is wanting to be an ally and saying that they support all the victims, that they don't just downplay the predator, for example, as an asshole.
Alexi Nikolas had already came out and spoke out against childhood trauma on set, but against Dan Schneider. No one cared, though, until Jeanette McCurdy, came out with her "I'm Glad My Mom Died," book, and the Quiet on Set documentary. But why does no one care? Is it because Alexi Nikolas wasn't as famous as Jeanette McCurdy?
I came forward about Dan Schneider and the Nickelodeon situation in 2018, and no one seemed to care. And then once, Jeanette McCurdy made her book, and it was a published book, then, press got super involved. But
And with that agenda, does that mean that if you're not on that level of stardom, does sexual assault not matter when it comes to you? Talk to me now.
we're talking about privilege. We're talking about white privilege specifically. We're talking
Speak
about
on
penises,
it.
and we're talking about pedophiles in work environments also, which is something during that era wasn't on anyone's radar.
I mean, y'all, these people, these predators are found guilty and still end up working in the industry, still get hired to be able to work in jobs. And it's just like, what's up with that? What's up with that?
This is the pattern all the time, right? This is what happens all the time is they just get fired or they don't even get fired. They step down or they don't step down, and then they end up working for another company, another corporation within the entertainment industry. And so that really terrifies me.
Access to future victims or victims in general, if they don't have enablers, giving them a platform and power to perpetuate the abuse.
Alexa Nikola is making a great point. Early 2000s, it wasn't as PC as it is now. So Dan Schneider could have been doing a lot of shit back then that we do not know about, that she's trying to bring to light, that she's not allowed him to, hide the skeletons in the closet. And it's not, the main point is that we got to get these predators out of Hollywood. We got to get these predators away from our children.
I would say the biggest reason that I sat down was for my kids. The entertainment industry is not the only industry that punishes people for coming forward about a toxic work environment.
Guys, peep, Alexa Nikolas goes into detail about the type of man Dan Schneider really was on set.
Was his
Manipulative.
abuse more like a psychological,
Totally.
emotional thing?
Oh yeah, he was very manipulative.
I know Dan Schneider's somewhere punching the air right now. She's basically outing him, not letting him hide his tracks, put the skeletons in the closet, and not allowing him to trick people into thinking that he's someone that he's not.
But that is still a problem. If you are working with children, you can't be negligent about those things. You have to be super hyper aware and conscious of the way that you're portraying children.
Dan Schneider, the point is you can't enable child negligence and then try to take accountability 20 years later when documentaries coming out about you. People say, oh, shit, it's getting real. Nah. You should have. What type of person are you really, though?
I'm good.
Do you feel like they were going to try to offer you money
NDA.
to silence you?
NDA.
Basically, NDA is hush money that victims take. They sign a contract so that they don't speak out against, these abusers. But Alexa Nikolas and then Jeanette McCurdy was offered one too. They was like, nah, we're not doing that. Dan Schneider, that's what makes Dan Schneider looks even worse, even guiltier. Did you miss me? Cause I missed you. Woo-hoo. What's up, my family? We sending love to Matthew Underwood for being brave enough to share a story. Let me know in the comment section down below whether you think Dan Schneider is that predator. Do you think that Alexa Nikolas is telling the truth? Let me know your thoughts, your opinions, why. Hey, asking for 13-year-old Polaroid pictures, that's just weird to me. That's just me though. Dan Schneider, he ain't looking too good in my eyes. No bullshit. But with that being said, guys, make sure you guys subscribe. We on the road to 10K. Let me know if you like this style of video, if you want me to do more content like this. Let me know what type of videos you guys want to see, you feel me? Subscribe down below. My last video will be in my comment section, so make sure you know what I'm saying on that. I love y'all, appreciate y'all, and I'm gonna see you guys in the next video.
I made my mind to this always. Trials and tribulations. Child. Kissing in Paris, I guess we could do it in French.